hands with you. My elder brother, the Daktari, and the two chairs and the two CEOs and the executive director, allow me request this congregation to give me 1 minute to stand in honor of a fallen hero, the immediate former cabinet secretary, Professor George Machogu, please. 1 minute of silence. Just stand up, please, young people. Thank you so much. Be seated. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, when the executive director requested me and reminded me that today you will call me Waziri, I prayed to God that I don't let you down. So indeed naenda kusimama na naomba Mungu ambaye namheshimu sana kwamba mkiniita waziri, I become the waziri that you expect. These young people, I call them young angels. By the way, I want to request, one request, Madam CEO, that from next year, let them be the chief guest. Then you have what we may call a special guest, or whatever name. Maybe the main speaker. Yeah, the CS can become the main speaker or chief speaker. Then our great angels become the chief guests. Please give yourself a clap. Chairman, if that's allowed, then I'm humbled. Yeah, so that we can give them hope from the start. The late Professor Magoha, why I asked you to stand for a minute, is now gone. And I think there was one philosopher. No, I think it was either Churchill, Winston Churchill, an American president. Winston, no, is the premier, British Prime Minister, who said that life is not predictable. Because if life was predictable, it will lose the flavor. Because we shall know when to go, and so there will be no flavor in life. But because we can't know when we'll go, then life has a lot of flavor. I was privileged to work with the late professor. One thing I remember, and I want to tell the young angels, and you listen to me carefully. He said, and I quote him, that God is so fair in his distribution of intelligence. Why? Because if God was not fair, Professor Magoha will not be what he was. He was a beneficiary of a scholarship. Starehe Boys Center. Give him a clap, please. Sit, Yes, I will give you 2 advisors or 3, if you allow me, because I'm a father, I'm a grandfather as well, my elder brother. I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm everything. But above all, I'm an educationist. I'll give you some 3, 4 advisories. Then read the speech of the CS that I've been asked. And I'm happy it is blue like you people. You are blue. Look at this speech. It's also blue. Can you give a clap for this speech, please? Government is always blue, by the way. So you have printed these guys, painted my people, government. They are blue. I'm a father of 5 children. My last born has finished Form 4 from Kenya High School at Dr. John. Just last year. I spaced them a lot. I'm a father of 2 sons and 3 daughters, lovely daughters. And for the security of my life after here, I don't want to tell you what they do. But they have all gone to school very well. I have 4 graduates, 2 who have graduated and are working, 2 who are still in campus, and 1 who must go because we know she's going from Kenya High School. She's going. About scholarship, Daktari, me, I benefited in a different way, an African way. My father was illiterate. By the way, I'm Chacha. You know Chacha comes from Korea. My father was illiterate. Ni wale wazee wa masikio ambaye mpaka hapa was. It's now past tense. He couldn't write his name. But today I'm waziri here. Kwani ni nini? Simunipigia makofi. Oh my God. Thank God. I thank God for it. My mom was illiterate too. She didn't go to school. She couldn't write her name. Alikuwa pia na masikio. About 43 years ago, if you're young, I hope, the only problem is that these people are young. They are very innocent. They don't have the ability to listen with understanding. I want to make a second request, if you allow again, Chair, that because I can speak and motivate, that is a gift God gave me. In this coming possible year, this year, you request me to speak to those who will be writing KCSE before they write. They will go home and school crying. They will go crying, I'm very sure. And they will surprise you at the end of their results. These ones are too innocent. Yes, they don't know. Unajua wanafikiri maisha ni kukuja Nairobi. Some of you, I don't say you're too young, but kuna mahali mtafika mjua yale grandfather alikuwa anawaambia ni kweli. So, 43 years ago, I had passed to go to high school. 44 years actually. Hispania Boys High School. It was then a small school. They were called Harambee Secondary Schools. I'm the 5th born of the family of 11. So Dad had 2 of my elder brothers in school. He was a farmer. Sasa kaniambia, and you know, let me surprise you. When I did my CPE 44 years ago, I was the best student in my class in Matare Primary School. You can go there and check. The best student, number 1. 33 points out of 36. No cheating. Cheating was not a dream then. For further evening, Baba imefika wakati, nimetoa majibu, I'm the village hero. Then father calls a family sitting. Says, my son, Charles Muita, we are here to discuss your matter. And to cut it short, he said, you are not proceeding to Hispania Boys. The reason was, he didn't have money. 33 points out of 36. Where do you repeat? Utaenda kurudia wapi? You are the division hero, you are the school hero, you are the village hero. Utaenda wapi? You break down. You collapse and die. So what happens? The scholarship I'm talking about. There was a mzee. He's now deceased, who was a friend to my father. The reason I couldn't go to school is that we had, then the agriculture was bull related. Ile ngombe inavuta, si mnajua? In most villages up to now, you cannot live on bulls pulling the plow. So baba alikuwa na mbili. They were pulling the plow and therefore giving him maize to sell to pay for the 2 of my senior brothers in school, high school. So he can't sell one. Hata kama niko number 1. So what was it to do? This neighbor friend became my scholarship. He told him, Mzee Chacha, kwa sababu kijana ametufanya proud in this village. uza ng'ombe moja hiyo ya jembe, nitakuwa na lima yangu, nikimaliza na kulimia. Baba akauza na nikaenda Hispania. Sio ni scholarship by any name. And so that is my village life. The rest is history. I don't care talking about it. Mimi sasa ni waziri. Sinakaa kama waziri ama namna gani? Yes. With everything. Madam, thank you so much, the family of the founder of this bank. I recognize the hard work. There is this great philosopher, I think, who said that great people can live and die, but ideas live on forever. Please clap for that family. Ideas will live forever. So, that gentleman who thought about this idea, Chairman, tunamwenzi na tunamwomba nzuri, Mungu ambariki. This idea will live forever. And I want to say this to young people, that the only entity you should fear is God. Don't fear mankind. Fear only God, but respect all humanity. I'll give you 2 quotes, then go to the speech. 2 or 3. One is from none other than Winston Churchill. And I want to quote him for your own good as young people. And he says, this about us now in the Ministry of Education sector, Daktari. The philosophy of education in the classroom today. And I wish these young people can write this down. The philosophy my speech will be done in 5 minutes. The philosophy of education in the classroom today will be the philosophy of government in the next generation. What we do with these people, that's what they will be. But I want you to be tactful. Young people, I want you to be tactful. I want to give you another quote on tact. Tact is intelligence. And it says, tact, and I want to quote it off the head. Tact is the ability to tell someone to go to hell and they look forward for the trip. Why don't you clap for me, please? They look forward. Naambia mtu wewe enda hell. But then they can even ask you, can you give me the next ticket? Because you know how to tell that person to go to hell. Tact is intelligence. That is tact. The last quote I want to tell you is this. Last. I had about 10, but I'll spare you the rest. It's about, this was Winston Churchill, again. I'll give you one and one from Mahatma Gandhi. Once Winston Churchill said this, that no matter how tall your grandfather, and this is for you, no matter how tall your grandfather was, you must do your own growing. So don't worry about where you come from. Don't say you're from Madares, you were. You unatuambia tagataga tu. Say, I am who I am now. Sema, si ni kweli? It doesn't matter. Whether your grandfather was the tallest man in the village, will he help you to grow up? You must do your own growing. And Mahatma Gandhi said this about I want to see what he told us. You can chain, this is about your mind. You can chain or torture and even destroy the body. But you can never imprison my mind. You can torture the body. You can do everything about me. But if you don't allow him to imprison your mind, you definitely succeed in life. That is Mahatma Gandhi. He was a great person in the area of freedom and the struggle for freedom. Young people, we have assured you that we have now taken away the pain. I thank the CEO when you spoke, madam. I liked it. You've taken away the burden of finance, money. But I want to tell you now this. I come from the sector of education, Daktari. Over my years, I've done about 23 years in the Ministry of Education here in Jogo House. 23 years. Let me remind them. And that's why I asked you to do the counseling. When we do research in the drugs you are talking about, Mzee, they don't come from this group of people. The drugs come from the affluent backgrounds. People who have no pain about school fees. So there is more to do for these young people. There is more for you than just getting school fees. The chairman said it. Peer influence. Kwa hivyo kuwalipia school fees, yenyewe, mukienda mseme umelipia school fees, you have nothing to worry about, then you become stupid if you're not careful. You get into the groups. Now you have, your families can now give you pocket money. So you start looking for what pocket money can do for you where you are. Because you have the pocket money. Because you may pay school fees. So we warn you and we want to advise you. As our parents, your children. Our children, we love you. Tunawapenda sana. Today, God has given you an opportunity. It is your first step in the journey of greatness. Clap yourself, please. The first step. Don't allow anybody else to mess you in between. Mess your life. And by the way, Chairman, let me remind these young people, and very, very firmly. You know me, I only fear God, for information. I only respect people, but I fear God. From the background, I'm told you, nimegrow kujiambia kumbi inawezekana palipo na Mungu. Kijana yule alizungumza hapa kuhusu Mungu, heko kwako, mpigie makofi tafadhali. The Bible, the great Bible quotation is, the fear, can you go with me? The fear of the Lord. Period. So, please go to school, do your best, and remember that Professor Magwaha was not able to pay his school fees in Form 1, the late professor of surgeon, but he became a professor of surgeon. He went to Starehe Boys Center. And so, the sky is the limit. Don't tell us where you come from. I have not told where I came from. My father was illiterate. So really, that is the point. Today we have a lot of mental cases in schools. In fact, madam, yesterday we were launching. Yesterday I am in charge of policy in the Ministry of Education. Yesterday at KICD, watoto mnisikize, jana, KICD, Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development, I and the PS were launching a policy document called Policy on Guidance and Counseling for Learning Institutions. Guidance and counseling. One great quote, I remember our Director General, alisema, I quote him, today our schools are basically small rescue centers. Why? Because our homes are inhabitable. Parents have refused to take their responsibility. Remember wakati wa mliita kitu gani hiyo ilikuja? Hii ambayo ilifunga shule muda mrefu. What were you calling it? Have you forgotten? COVID. After COVID, schools became madam rescue centers. Many, many cases. So, kuna shida kwa familia. Do you know why we have strikes? One of the reasons, other than drugs, is the freedom to go home. Watoto hawa wanataka waende shule, wakifika shule kuna sheria za shule. Lakini nyumbani ndio wanatawala. Sasa kama haoni TV Friday to Friday in school, it's only given once. They want to do a strike, go back to their parents, whom they no longer respect, and watch TV and eat. And then the food is cleared from the table by the house help. Some 14-year-old thing like this one. I thank God I have not brought up my children. I have not brought up my children like that. I have not. I will not bring up my grandchildren. Sorry, it's not me who bring up my grandchildren. How do you, mtoto ni mtoto, anasema our vehicle? Alichanga shilingi ngapi ikakuwa our vehicle? Our vehicle is a Harrier. You'll meet such useless children in school. Our vehicle. My father drives a Parado. So what? Will you drive an aeroplane? You must work hard. Can you clap for yourself? Now you are working hard, please. Nothing like our here. Our. You and the who? Muko na nani sasa kwa hiyo game? Sometimes I feel bad about this, Daktari. We are ruining a generation of our. You take children to school and it's like the hour. Everything is hour. They don't want to do their own. With those, then allow me to read the CS's speech, please. And then we forget about our vehicle, our house. Our. Don't go and say our, say my. Please be the savior of your families. You are now great people. Don't worry. Hata wakiwa na pocket money at 10,000, do not worry. They were calling them our. Where utasema my. Can you clap yourself, please? My. This is the speech of the Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Ezekiel Machogu, during the 2023 Joint Commissioning and Send-Off event for the Family Group Foundation, Form 1 Scholarship Beneficiaries on January 26th at Kasarani Moi International Sports Center. The Family Group Foundation Board Chairman, Dr. Francis Muraya, Family Bank Board Chairman, Dr. Wilfred Kiboro, Family Bank Chief Executive Officer, Madam Rebecca Mbidi, Directors of the Family Group Foundation present, the Family Group Foundation Executive Director, John Wairi Miri, the team from Family Bank and the Family Group Foundation students, members of the Fourth Estate, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Sorry, now it's good afternoon. I wish to thank Family Bank and the Family Group Foundation for inviting me to witness this special occasion of commissioning the 302 scholarship beneficiaries of the Tufuzu na Elimu program cohort of the year 2023. Congratulations. As a ministry, we appreciate Family Bank and the group and the Family Group Foundation for joining the government's push for the 100% transition from primary to secondary school as we seek to accelerate the equitable access to quality education in this country, Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, this commissioning ceremony comes at a very timely period following the resumption of school calendar this week and the expected reporting of the 2023 Form 1 class early next month. Through the support of His Excellency, the President, William Ruto, the Ministry of Education has committed to fast-track reforms to ensure all children have access to equitable and quality-free early childhood, primary, and secondary education. This year, we are working to ensure 100% transition of all the 1.24 million students who sat their 2022 KCPE examination. We are targeting to have the 1.24 in secondary school. So may God help us as a ministry. The government spends a significantly high amount of resources to the basic education sector to ensure quality and teaching and learning in existing public primary and secondary schools. Your scholarships, therefore, are indeed a good contribution to the government's efforts to improve school enrollment, not this, school enrollment, retention, and the completion rates in our country. I have come to learn that in 2022, through the Joint Family Group Foundation and the USAID World Vision Tumikia Mtoto project, over 400 young women have so far been trained in construction courses. You mentioned about them, Madam. I'm grateful. No, Chair. I think Chair, yes. Construction courses such as plumbing, electrical, and painting, equipped with construction toolkits and linked with employment opportunities in construction projects. These are the technical and vocational skills development partnerships that the government urgently needs. Indeed, these are in line with the competency-based curriculum, CBC. The government is an ardent supporter of technical and vocational education, TVET, which is key in boosting technical capacity and providing employment opportunities and the creation of entrepreneurs with diverse skill sets. Such collective efforts will therefore provide opportunities for young people, young men and women to drive socioeconomic progress within their communities. It is therefore commendable to see the positive impact that the Tufuzu na Elimu program has made, thus find nurturing learners by providing scholarships for bright but very vulnerable learners. With over 1,200 beneficiaries and a 95% transition to tertiary institutions. Give yourself a clap, please. 95%. So when you go, don't come back and tell us you did not go to university. You alluded to it, and I want to remind them, you are not doing anybody any favor. I'm not saying don't embarrass us. I'm saying don't embarrass yourself. Yeah, you're not embarrassing us. Yeah, what wamemaliza hata wako na madigrii 3 na kwenda juu. So you're not embarrassing me. You are embarrassing your family and yourself. I have no apologies. Go and work hard. So we are saying we have so far given 1,200 beneficiaries, and we have a 95% transition to tertiary institutions, as earlier alluded by the foundation chair, not only in this program, creating a generation of value-based learners, but bringing about positive change within our communities. Therefore, this year's scholarships are not only impacting 300 students, 302, but 300 vulnerable families whose lives will be transformed forever in line with the foundation's vision and mission. Please clap for Family Bank Foundation. Chairman, God bless you. I can assure you, Chairman, can assure you, being your elder brother, you will definitely be blessed and your family. God cannot be unfair to you and the rest of this family. He cannot. There is a fair judge in heaven called God. I told you I fear God, not man. You will have very successful families because of what you're doing to these young people. Mungu akubariki sana. Please. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the ministry has ensured that the Form 1 placement selection criteria has always been based on merit, choice, equity, and availability of space. I wish to congratulate all the scholarship beneficiaries sitting here today for qualifying to be placed into the institutions that you have qualified to go and study. Congratulations. You're not happy about that? You have earned your way through by working hard and staying committed to excellence. As you join secondary school, I urge you to stay focused on your studies over the next 4 years. Work very hard and be the change for your family. Be the change for your family, your community, and above all, for our society. We greatly applaud this exemplary initiative by Family Bank through the Family Group Foundation. I call upon our private sector stakeholders to also contribute towards access to quality education for Kenya's children as part of the corporate social responsibility. And with those from the stage, he says, God bless you and thank you very much. Just before I walk out of this, I want to request that I recognize there are 2 children who are loaned from their counties. That was county number. There were 2. Just tell me in the list that were only 1.
Oh, this Wajir?
Yes, Wajir. Thank you. And Samburu. Where are you, please? Can we see you? Because that's very special.
Wajir and Samburu? There was the lady there.
Walk forward, please, and shake my hand. Walk forward.
Yeah, those are from Wajir. Then Samburu, Michelle? Yeah.
I want to shake you in the podium and say you are the only one representing a county. God bless you. Somebody should take a photo with this. Congratulations.
Actually, sir, so we have the background as well, sir. Thank you very much.